You wake up one morning with an idea, 3 weeks, some Python code, ChatGPT, and a couple other programs later, you scraped across a bunch of online Football Manager 22 and Football Manager 23 databases. You combine them together into a spreadsheet, and you get 53,782 entries, give or take a little bit. There's definitely some duplicates in here. Now, I put this together for scouting purposes, and frankly, 53,782 lines of data is way too much for scouting purposes. So how do we get to what we're looking for? Well, you use this. These are the ratings that SI used to put together with regards to training facilities, youth coaching, and youth recruitment. As you can see, they are not consistent across the board. They are not consistently named across the board, because why would SI do something like that? So you have to cut a couple corners. What you end up doing is, if a facility is poor, you add the two together, you divide by 2, or however many there is, that's your rating number. And when you get done with all of that, you end up with something like this. You end up with this, where state-of-the-art training facilities are 20, state-of-the-art youth facilities are 20, excellent youth coaching is 18, exceptional youth recruitment is 20. You add those together, you divide by 4, you get a total ranking of 19.5. Then you go through, you put in a script that says, I want to reference everything in this column here that is greater than or equal to 9.5. That gives you 1,585 teams in the world whose rating is 9.5 or better. And admittedly, for a lot of the teams near the bottom, what pushes them over that 9.5 threshold is their youth recruitment. You will have several teams that have excellent or exceptional youth recruitment and basic youth facilities or below average training facilities. It's the youth recruitment that puts them over the top, and that's one of the things we're looking at. But this here is good. It could be better. And that led to this. You have your continents, you have your regions within those continents, and there was a switch between 22 and 23 because, again, why not? You click on a continent, that is going to take you to a list of the regions. Anything that is hyperlinked has a tab down at the bottom. You click on that hyperlink, that will take you to a tab that has the name, the division the team was in, and this could have changed between 23 and 24, their training facilities, their youth facilities, the youth academy, the youth recruitment, and for some reason this keeps auto-sizing itself across all the tabs. I'm not quite sure why. The game's reputation within that country, the game's importance within that country, the youth rating of that country, the team's CA, and the team's PA. Now, a team that has a 0 or a really low number, like a 5, is almost always an academy team. There are instances, though, where that data was not present in the databases I scraped. At the top here in B2, you have the total number of teams in that country that have a rating greater than or equal to 9.5. You click home, that takes you back here. You go back to Europe, and you can go anywhere you want, or if you want to, you can just click the tabs down at the bottom. Taking this a little further, we have the tier list I put together and released as a separate spreadsheet. Going one step further than that, you have all the countries with their reputation, game importance, youth rating, and the total number of teams in that country that have a rating greater than or equal to 9.5. Yes, Spain does have 99 teams, and a few of them are quite good. Now, on each tab is going to be arranged a little bit differently because this was an ongoing project over the course of the last 2 months or so. I changed my mind a few things on what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I didn't include the ratings columns in this because copying, pasting, and hiding just would have been a pain in the behind. What you can do more often than not to sort by which are the best, you go to Team PA and you sort descending. 9 times out of 10, that will give you the teams that are ranked highest first. So you can see Real Madrid at the top, 86, 89. You get down to the bottom, damn, okay, that's an interesting name. That was not what I was expecting. St. Felix, teams like that. As I mentioned before, teams that have single digits or zeros are more often than not feeder clubs or academy teams, or there just wasn't any data in the databases I scraped. There are instances, especially amongst the smaller nations, where you may only have 4 entries. El Salvador has 10. Costa Rica has 9. You get to some of the Caribbean countries, Trinidad and Tobago, for some reason has 8. But as an example, the Dominican Republic has 2. But if you go back to the tiers and teams, I've queried it out so it's only showing countries that have at least one team with a grading of 9.5 or better. Where I would focus, especially in some areas, are these countries right here. You've got some A and B level teams here with some really good youth ratings, some really good game importance, some really high youth recruitment, and a decent number of teams to look at. Nigeria is a great country to scout. West Africa as a whole is a great region to scout. Once you start expanding and you can do world scouting, West Africa, in my opinion, should be one of the first places you send a scout to. Doesn't even have to be a great scout. My last save, my scout started out as 8'8". He was really young. He ended up as a 16-14 scout, but he found me a ton of really good players. These are the clubs in Nigeria you want to focus on. When Youth Recruitment Day comes around, these are the clubs you want to look at. For me, it's just another tool to use in scouting. I really like scouting. My last save, I found some really good youth players. They really contributed to the team's success. And frankly, there's a lot of joy in taking a potential wonder kid and turning him into a wonder kid, especially when you get him from a country and a team that a lot of other teams aren't going to be looking at. The link to this file will be down in the description below. As always, questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below and I will answer them as fast as I can. My name is FM24. I hope you get a lot of use out of this. Let me know what else you'd like to see with regards to scouting, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.